Hello. So this is meant to be a very quick overview kind of demo of our Yukthi Mail service. So to start with, this what you see on the screen is our admin interface, and here you can manage email users and create and set policies and things like that. So here you can go to any particular user and you can edit the user, and so here you create the actual the login part of the email ID, and this is the actual email address. And the so you've got the name, the last name. You can set the password, and you can uh, set a quota for the user. Okay, so this is an MB, and you can set a quota as you wish. As you know, our plans are based on space, not on the number of users, and you can divide the space as you wish between your users. So you can set a quota for the user, and you can add the user to groups. Okay, and you can also uh, set certain options for the user, like alternate email address, email IDs to which an email which comes to this user should be forwarded, that is email forwarding. And you can set a policy for the user. I'll tell a little bit more in detail what policies are. There's some documentation for the user. If you put the mobile number, then the user can reset his own password using the password reset portal. So that was the user's option. And then you have got groups. Okay. So groups are nothing but um, uh, IDs to which email can be sent. Okay. And once the mail is sent to that ID, all the members of that group will receive the mail. So now in this case, these two users will get a copy of the mail sent to this group. Okay. And you can have posting restrictions for the group. So you can decide who can send mail to a group, because since it's a group ID, you probably don't want everybody to um, send mails to the group. So you can decide who can send, that is any address in the domain, any member of the group, or only some addresses can send. Okay, if you select this option, then you can add senders who can send mail to the group. Okay. Uh, then you've got password policy, so you can decide when the passwords will expire, after how many days, and which users are exempt from this policy. Okay, you can add domains here because again, our plans are based on space, not on the number of users or the domains. Of course, after adding the domain here, you have to intimate us also so that we can generate the required uh, DNS records and send it to you. So these are the policies. So here you've got policies which can be applied selectively to users. And in the policy, you can decide the size of the mail which the user can send and receive. Okay, and you can uh, either prevent the user from receiving mails from certain places, from certain domains, or so it can be on a sort of whitelist or blacklist basis. Similarly, outgoing also you can do on a whitelist or blacklist basis. So the advantage of all this is that you can have better security, you can prevent data theft and information leakage, and you can selectively apply a policy to different users. Okay, so you can have different users, different policies for different users also. So all these are features of our the admin interface, using which you can manage uh, email accounts and users. So here we've got our webmail interface, and using this you can access your mail with the browser. So now we've logged into the webmail interface. It has got a clean, very contemporary look. And here you've got, so here you see the folders, and here you see the mails in that particular folder. Okay. And when you click on the mail, you will actually see the mail here. So it's a sort of a 3-tab view. And as you can see, we've got the feature of a caution message for incoming mails, which has been activated for this domain. So any mail which comes from outside, you will get a warning message that it is from an external domain. So here you've got rich email composition. So you can have a full HTML, rich HTML editing. You also have you can have inline images. You can set images and you can have hyperlinks, etc. So all those features are there. And you have, of course, attachments, spell check, and so on. All those typical features are there. And so here you have address books. So you've got your personal addresses, you've got a global address book. Okay. So these are like auto collected when you can either add manually or yeah, this list is auto collected. Um, and here you've got settings. Okay. So here you can have you can customize your email to quite a large extent. You can set your own signatures. So here, for example, you can set your signature, and you have filters. Okay, so you can create filters with to automatically process mails. So based on various criteria, that is, you can have on the subject or various fields of the mail, including the body. Okay, you have whether it contains a particular pattern or a string or phrase. Okay, uh, matches. All so many options are there. And a particular value you can specify. And then if a message matches this criteria, you can take certain action on it. Okay, which could be moving the message, copying the message, forwarding it elsewhere, things like that, send a notification. So all these options are there. And yeah, so very briefly, this is the webmail interface that we have. And here we've got our chat service. Okay, so a chat service is nothing but an instant messaging service, very much like Slack. So you'll see all the users who have logged into it, and this round button here will indicate the status of that user. If they have logged in, it will show a green here, and so you'll be able to exchange messages this way with the particular user. Okay. And you have group chat also. So all those who have joined chat will be in this general channel. These are called channels. Otherwise, you can have separate channels for different groups and teams. So this helps in, and you have a search facility also. You can search in chat, and you can also attach files. So when you're sending a chat message, you can also attach a file. So if you select this option computer, you can attach a file from your system. So in brief, this is the chat service, the chat or instant messaging service. Okay, so here we've got our files module, which is very similar to, you can say, Google Drive or Dropbox. So here you can upload files, you can create folders, you can give permissions, and all this. You can assign quotas for users for their file storage. So all this is possible here. So if you, for example, click on this for the sharing, you can give permissions to others based on, you can select users and give permissions. So here you can see that there are all these options available. So you have fine-grained permissions. You can allow editing, creating, deleting. So you have even separate delete permission. and whether they can reach. You can set an expiration date. So all this is possible. So if you want to send uh, a file or a folder outside, you can use the option to share the link. Okay. So here you have the various options for link sharing, where you can make it read only, or you can allow upload and editing, or you can allow upload only, that is a file drop. So if you want somebody to send files to you, you can use this. You can password protect it with a password, and you can send the password, say, by a different mechanism like SMS. You have an expiration date, and you can so this link will automatically expire when on that date. So all these options are possible. And here you've got in the settings, you will get a web link. So what you can do is you can use this link and go to your uh, uh, Windows file manager and map this as a drive. So use this to map as a drive on your system. So what will happen is that what you see here will be visible as a drive in your system. So then you can directly double click on a file and open it in your system. We also have online editing of documents and all this. So if you click on uh, a file which is supported, which is one of the supported formats, you can directly edit it here in uh, I do not have permission on this file. So this way you can edit documents online here. And so these are all in the standard formats. So you've got support for docx, xls, and pdf. All these formats are supported here. So again, very briefly, this is our files interface. So you can access it with a browser, you can mount it as a drive on your system, or we also have a sync client using which you can sync files continuously from your system to our cloud file service. So again, in brief, we saw our admin interface, we saw our webmail interface used to access webmail, to access your mail through using a browser. We saw the chat, and we saw the file service. So this was a very quick overview of our Yukthi Mail service.